Day 55 of 1,461 days of ignoring the Trump administration. I am not a self-help guru. I'm just trying to help myself. The current episode of the podcast Search Engine is about American manufacturing. The point it brings up is it describes the efforts of an engineer and his business partner to manufacture a new kind of barbecue grill scrubber completely in the United States is relevant to ignoring the Trump administration. This episode discusses the fact that while manufacturing continues in America in terms of making the parts and assembling the products, making the machines and mechanisms that make the parts to assemble into products are exclusively created overseas. This began initially because of savings, but has now developed into necessity because a generation has passed without handing down the knowledge of tool and die creation. Because of this, foreign manufacturers poach intellectual property because they have the designs in their hands. It is basically a given that cheap knockoffs of every product will flood the market even before the authentic manufacturer can roll theirs out. I won't give away how this episode ends, but it made me think about how I am sure we can all agree that it would be nice if products that we can afford were exclusively created and manufactured from top to bottom in America. I think we can all agree that it isn't right for intellectual property to be stolen and for American inventors and entrepreneurs to be taken advantage of. If the possibility exists for a renewed future for American tool and die, it is not going to happen by making enemies of our allies and imposing tariffs that the American people will have to suffer. American manufacturing absolutely won't return through the force of men who are more interested in exerting power to create chaos and disorder that undermines our ability to live life in a non-chaotic and non-disordered way as they increase their wealth. There is a way to bring people together over our issues, common goals, and aspirations, but the leader of the Trump administration and his loyalists will never be the people who are going to do that, because these people are people who are more interested in keeping that from happening. The government is supposed to be part of us. The government is meant to work with us. That is not what this government is doing. These are people to ignore. The Trump administration.